Violence. But we've not seen something like that in Port Harcourt. How are you able to?
Your Excellency, we actually had a case yesterday where people went to the streets protesting about the new Naira policy issue. We'd like to know how you were able to tackle that, because we just had it just in a particular area and in no time it was off.
It depends on how you're able to communicate. For us, we have spoken about it. It is not targeted. It does not affect only us here. It's a general thing, right? And two, also, I say I give thanks to God. You know, sometimes you begin to wonder when some people, you know, if you say that these are states that are likely to be violence and this and that, you find out that, look, it's not as if there is any magic, right? I can speculate say that, oh, well, this is the magic that we use, but that God has been so kind to us that when people expect that this is what is going to happen, it does not happen that way. So I can't tell you that there's any particular magic. Well before now, we have been able to communicate with our people. We have been able to speak to them that they have to be patient and see how the whole thing, the whole event will, you know, turn around. So that's the only thing I can say about it.
What
scenarios do you see playing forward regarding this Naira note? That people are becoming frustrated across the country. Will the governors come to rescue the situation? Are you taking a stand as the governors forum? But what scenarios do you see playing forward?
What we have been trying to avoid is a situation where in doing this kind and carrying out this policy, it does not turn out to be something that will lead to violence, anarchy, and the rest of it. And at that point in time, it may lead to cancellation or postponement of the election for one reason or the other. That's what we've been afraid of. And if it continues that way, the likelihood, and this now comes to where some people are saying, all these things are targeted for people to be angry and to be violent, and at the end of the day, election will not take place, where they will now come to have an interim government. So these are postulations. And we are saying, look, we can avoid this at this point in time. What every Nigerian now is interested, how elections should be conducted and the new government to come in.
All right, Your Excellency, that takes us to what happened in River State yesterday. Yesterday, the All Progressives Congress had a presidential rally here, and of course, something very significant happened. The presidential candidate of the APC paid you a courtesy visit, official courtesy visit to Government House. Yeah. Now, you've consistently told Nigerians that at the right time, you will tell people of River State who you're supporting or who they should vote for, you know, when it comes to the presidency. Can we therefore consider that as an endorsement of such? What do you think?
You know, I mean, the press is part of the problem that we're having. First of all, P2B has visited me and paid me a call. Kwakwanso has been here and paid me a call. Why do you think that those visits were not endorsement?
Your Excellency, this is coming just few days, less than
because of the time. No, because of the time they are having their rally. He went to Enugu and paid Kosikol on the governor of Enugu State when they had their rally.
Your Excellency, you've also had series of meetings with him.
No, I've had series of meetings with a lot of politicians. There's nothing been particular about him. I've had a lot of series of meetings with so many presidential candidates. As a politician, everybody wants you to support him or her. You cannot shut your door to talk to people. No. You have to talk to people. It's left for you to decide on what to do. So paying me a visit has nothing to do. It's a matter of courtesy. I am coming to social state. I want to pay courtesy on the governor. When Obi came, I gave the stadium. I provided all the logistics of transportation. When Kwakwanso came, the same thing. Even when he was going to Bayelsa, I provided all the vehicles.
So have you endorsed any presidential candidate?
It is not your business. It is we as Rivers people. That is our business. You see, and when people say I will tell Nigerians, I said I will tell Rivers people.
Have you told them?
Of course.
How?
It's not your business. How you communicated to them is not your business. Okay, I never said I was going to call the national television. Now,
but you said it on national television. You will communicate.
I said I will communicate to Rivers people, and I have been able to communicate to them.
Okay, sir. What did you tell them?
What is your business?
Can we infer from your body language?
What is the body language?
Whereas you'll be busy tearing at the presidential candidate of your political party.
Tearing? What do you mean by tearing?
We're not giving him any breather of some sort.
But there were issues, and we said, you have to solve this problem. There's no two ways about it. It's not about me. It's about where I say, look, this is what has happened. This is what we do. If you don't want us, it's okay. That's what we said. And there's no two ways about it.
You do have some soft spot for Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, somehow.
How?
I'm asking.
What do you mean? So I have soft spot for virtually every human being.
Including your presidential candidate.
What do you mean by soft spot for him? He's the candidate of my party.
So you have a soft spot for it?
I don't understand the word soft spot.
But you just said that you have soft spot for everybody,
So
meaning that you actually understand.
If I say for every human being, is it not a human being?
Okay.
The reason is very simple.
Yes.
Here in Rivers State, it's been a cat and mouse game between your party
Yes.
and the APC. But maybe because of
How? When you make a cat and mouse between our party and the APC?
between the PDP and the APC.
How?
You know that's a fact.
I don't know. You just tell me how.
Because
Just
the APC
yes.
happens to
Start
be
one example.
The APC happens to be perhaps the only opposition front in the
Okay,
state
okay.
to the PDP.
Okay.
And so to that extent, in
Okay.
the last over 7 years, it's been a cat and mouse game between you and the APC.
Yes.
But maybe because of Bola Tinubu,
Yeah.
who suddenly started waving the olive branch in the direction of the APC. You allow them the use of the stadium to campaign and all.
You see, that is the
And
problem.
you said it's free of charge.
That is the problem we have. Are you saying because it's an opposition party, therefore, if they apply to use a stadium, a public facility, I should not make it available?
That hasn't been your posture all along.
How? I've never denied anybody. All I have said that if you want to use public facility, you have to apply and pay a certain deposit. It is within my powers to waive it. When PDP applied, I did not collect money. I said free. When Labour Party applied, I did not collect, the state did not collect money. When APC applied, they would not collect money.
Yeah, but the PDP was refused using
No,
it,
this is not correct.
initially,
No,
and before the waiver
yes.
came.
Now, you see,
Was that an afterthought?
Now, you see, we gave the stadium to them. And you don't expect that you will give the stadium 20 days to the time, denying other people of the use of the stadium. I don't know, the so-called their chairman of the presidential campaign council never said, forced himself to the stadium 1 month ahead. Who does that?
Isn't it first come, first served?
No. Even if we are giving you the place to use it tomorrow, we'll give 48 hours to have access. You cannot go and have a month to. That is not allowed.
A month to the campaign.
A month to the campaign. How? What of others who want to use it before that period? It is not done. You see, people try to violate rules. The whole issue, I do know that those who were organizing that rally were not prepared. At the Kiyama Stadium is a 40,000 seating capacity. So they know they have no capacity to fill that stadium. They're all looking for opportunity to say that, oh, we don't want to have cancelled the rally of security ground. What security ground? What security ground? All of us know our limits. We know those who have the capacity to mobilize people. And it would have been a shame if they had come for that rally. The whole world would have seen how empty the so-called team they have here.
You mean the PDP?
The so-called team.
The PDP
Your
presidential
party.
Your party.
No, the presidential team.
Okay. Presidential campaign.
Our part, we're not part of the presidential campaign team. We're not part. They did not consult us. Nobody told us. And we say we will not participate. We made it right from time. The chief of an integrity group said, we will not be members of this if this is not corrected.
Your Excellency, apart from the allegations of insecurity from your party, the PDP, other political parties have also raised such concerns.
The SDP, for instance.
First of all,
the APC as well.
First of all, it will be madness. It will be those who said insecurity, as far as I'm concerned, are insane. You don't.
Excellency, we have seen pictures, we have seen videos.
I'm coming. Let me tell you, what is the problem? The law says you cannot use a public facility without approval. And you want to impose yourself on that. If you want to use a school is public institution. You can go to a private place to do it if you want to. And you are saying that you will not apply. Government will resist it. Take, for example, this is a secondary school. You want to do a rally here. In doing that rally, sometimes they fight. In course of that fighting, they destroy facilities. All kinds of pure water littered all over the places. Who would go and clean up this after a rally? No, tell me. And government says deposit 5 million naira, so that if you have destroyed anything or including sanitation, government will use that to pay those who will clean up the environment. And you are saying no. I go, it's okay. You can go and choose private places, halls. Government will not stop you. That is just the whole issue. You cannot, for whatever, okay, why do you apply to use the stadium? Why would you not apply to use primary schools that are public institutions? You see, when people refuse to obey the law, what do you expect? And why is it every time somebody always says, I was threatened? Listen, you've seen Port Harcourt. All their posters are there. Their billboards are there. Who have ever gone one day to destroy the billboards?
Your Excellency, they've also come out openly to accuse you that you are behind the violence.
Look, violence against who? Violence against who?
Against them, and they have also complained that you are not allowing them to campaign.
How will you not allow them to campaign? Did the APC not campaign yesterday? The Labour Party will not campaign here. I have told you that you cannot use public facilities without approval. I have always said that. Have they not been campaigning? Have they not been going to halls to hold their meetings and rallies? But if you want to use a public facility without approval, we'll stop it. That is all.
But you've publicly said that other parties shouldn't bother campaigning, not once, not twice. That there's no point campaigning that the PDP
what that means?
For a lot of people, that's tacitly saying, hey, this is not.
No. Then you are reading different meanings. When you say there's no need to campaign, because you know that this state, based on what we have done, it will be difficult for any party to win our party in this state. So why are you bothering yourself campaigning? Rivers people have confidence in us. So when I said there's no need of you campaigning, that nobody you should not come to campaign. All we are saying is that your campaign will not yield anything. That's the point I'm trying to make.
How can you be so sure? It's democracy.
We are not saying, listen.
Listen to all the candidates.
That's why I say you are getting it wrong.
All right.
When I said there's no need of you coming to campaign, what that means is that, what are you going to tell Rivers people? That today say, why will you vote for us?
They have their manifestos.
What manifestos? They all do ourselves. This is the time that they have seen a government that says we are going to do this, and he has done it. We are going to do this, and he has done it.
Your Excellency, would you say you've done it all and there's nothing else to do?
No, that's not the point. That's not the point. But people are satisfied. Even if you stay here for 40 years, there will still be issues, problems. But the point is, for the first time in a democracy governance, people are now beginning to have confidence that, who is this? Is it an average Nigerian politician who will come and tell you one story, at the end of the day he does a different thing? So you mean that people can say they will do this and they go ahead and do it? Is it real? That's what we have shown in this state. And it has never happened. Concrete. Mr. Governor said, we are going to do this. In any local government I go to, simple question. Did I tell you I was going to do this? Yes. Have I done it? Yes. Did I tell you I was going to do this? Yes. Have I done it? Yes. Did I tell you I was going to do this? Am I doing it? Yes. Before now, mention a government that will tell you something, politician that will tell you something, and it's been carried out to the letter. That is the different thing we have shown in this state. That actually, if you are committed, if you really want to do something for your people, you can do it. Take for example, the issue of Trans-Calabari Road has been a political issue. No government that comes without telling the people of Calabari, I'm going to do Trans-Calabari Road. When I came, I told them, listen, I'm going to carry out the first phase of Trans-Calabari Road. People thought it was a joke. As I speak to you today, it's a reality. Why? Communities, about 6 communities, they have never seen road in their life. Kakama, Minama, Sangama, Angulama, all kind of communities. The day I drove to those communities, you can see the joy they are getting in their faces, happiness. You mean today we have road connected to other communities. So this can be a reality, right? So there are things that have been impossible, or people may claim to be impossible, that today we have made it to be possible. So when I say that no, you coming here to campaign, what that means that we are quite on ground. We have been accepted based on our performance. And to crown it all, take for example, I'm an opposition party. You know what it takes for a president to say in terms of infrastructure, to say, I recognize you, you've done well as an opposition party. And then you are coming, the same party is coming to campaign. What would the party tell them in the state? When the leadership of your party has acknowledged the performance of the opposition. So what are you going to tell the people?
That they can do better? Even if it is that.
No,
even if it is that.
No. They are not even saying they can do better. They are saying that we have not done anything. That is indicting their president too.
Your Excellency,
but
some have also complained of some level of high-handedness.
In terms of high-handed, how? In terms of what? How?
For instance, after the PDP Presidential Campaign Council rejected your offer of the use of the state.
They did not write to me.
They went to another place.
No.
They wanted to build on their own.
Okay, let me tell you. That's what. Okay, no. You see, that's why people carry all kinds of propaganda. I tell you, when people are not prepared to do something, they find excuses. They never wrote to us that they are going to reject or they have rejected. We wrote to them. So I expected that they should have written to us. No, we are no longer taking that place. First of all, we have the policy of presidential rally in this state. All presidential rallies must take place in the stadium. One, in order to avoid stampede. You don't go to a small field to hold presidential rally. You know what that would be. So we put every presidential rally, we have 2 stadiums. General Yakubu Gowon Stadium and Adokia Mesmeka Stadium. Adokia Mesmeka Stadium takes up to 40,000. While General Yakubu Gowon takes up to 16,000. So it is easier, and in terms of control, to use those 2 facilities. Now, what happened? Inside the city, there's a land in dispute between government and Intels. In fact, government had even revoked that property before then. How was it revoked? Intel got that land 19 years ago and refused to develop that property. Intel used that land and took loan. Instead of developing that property, they used that loan to do some other things. And government said, listen, how can you use our property we gave out? You are not developing the place. You use it to take a loan. Government had to revoke it. Somehow, you know, people like to play politics. These miscreants forced themselves there to use the place. I said, well, how would this be? We have given you Adokia Mesmeka Stadium. Why are you not using that place? We will not allow rally to take place inside this area. That was all.
Pardon me, when you say Intels, you're referring to the company association?
Yes.
The presidential candidate of your
party? Yes. Okay. I don't know whether he has interest there. I don't know. I'm not talking about Intels. So I wouldn't say what I do not know. They never wrote to us to say, look, we are no longer using the stadium. And inside the city, how do you control the traffic? How? But the whole thing was that they had no capacity to fill at the Kemis Mega Stadium. And that would have exposed them. So in order to make a cover, let's go and use that place. Unfortunately, government cannot allow that place. For Christ's sake, there are rules and regulations. You cannot tell me because you're a PDP member, therefore, you cannot obey simple rules. You don't do that. Somebody is in charge of the state. There cannot be two governors at the same time. You cannot.
Is that what involved the use of force? Because one of the leaders, former minister Abiy Sekibo, pointedly accused you that you were the one behind the attack of him when he visited that the policemen he saw drove in the direction of your house. That these are policemen.
Where is my house? Do you know where this is? This is having more than. This is my house. This is where I live. This is where I live. This is about 15 kilometers away. And at what time?
Say in the night.
What time in the night? 1 a.m. in the night. That's why you saw the police people. And then you saw with them driving towards my house. You see, people are just known. If you know Abiy Sekibo, if you are talking about violence, check out the Eshos panel report. Justice Kayode Eshos report. Who did he indict? About this sponsor of cultism. It's Abiy Sekibo. Go and read the panel's report. Well, have I been indicted or sponsor cultism? No. Judicial panel, I was not the one who set it up. So, how could anybody say that? You have heard before, and the point is that when this happens, you won't go and report to police for police to be able to investigate. You are when Senator Lee member made an allegation. Police said, come and make statement. He ran away. You know, all kinds of things, manner of things. They believe that the only way the presidential candidates can be happy with them is to show that we have been the one challenging Wike. We have been the one going on news to challenge Wike. That is the only thing. As you have come, have they gone anywhere to campaign for the presidential candidate? Have you seen any billboard of the presidential candidate? These are people who claim supporting. They give them money, they collect the money and put it in their private pocket. They go back and say, Wike does not allow us. I mean, the billboards, are they owned by government? You have come to Port Harcourt. You have seen Port Harcourt. Why couldn't they at least pay for the billboards?
We've seen reports that some people who were trying to put out campaign materials were attacked and then, I mean, those reports are out there, and people have spoken to that. But
where?
Your Excellency, the point is, because all of this is building up towards the elections, and I was reading through a particular report, International Crisis Group, and it lists River State as second to Lagos as one of the major hotspots for violence, possible violence in these elections, cites different reasons. The bad blood between, and let me just list the points so you can answer comprehensively. You know, the bad blood, the back and forth between the G5 integrity group and the presidential candidate, or the leadership of your party, the PDP. It has talked about some of the violence, saying that you sought to intimidate PDP leaders in the state to remain aligned to him. Talked about some of the attacks. So I want you to speak to that, because a lot of people have apprehension that this election in River State might be violent.
It is not correct. Like I've told you, you see me campaign every day. I'm going to tie local government now. By Saturday, we will have finished 23 local governments. We have never had any incident of violence. Have you ever had? Most cases we did on live. From Nigerians to see. You know, like I said, when people are not prepared to do something, you can see all kinds of excuses. Okay, let me tell you an incident that happened last time. When people try to create a scenario that does not exist. 2014, if I remember vividly, or 20 years, I think towards 2014-15. You remember there was an incident that where they said Senator Margaret was shot? You remember? Okay. Tell all of us, why is the report, where is the doctor put out the person, where was he shot? Let any person come and say, look at the report, look at the doctor's report, he was shot. We treated him. You also they claim that he was flown to London. Which hospital? These are things people create to have an impression that things are not going on well. I pitied Magdalene when he said state-sponsored terrorism. You can use any language you want to use. Where are they destroying his billboards? Go and see the whole of Port Harcourt. You see his billboards everywhere. He said, oh, it's in a senatorial district. But in Port Harcourt, nobody destroys it. It's only a senatorial. When you have some internal problems amongst you, why not be able to sort your internal problems? Why do you shift it to the state? There's nowhere you can say you will not have an incident of clashes or one or two. That does not generally mean that the state is not safe. No. There's no any time anybody can say, mention one state in this country today where I cannot say we have had this incident of crisis. Mention one state. Does that generally mean that if an incident occurs, it means that that state is not safe? Certainly not.
So
these are
Nigerians at this election.
not the question of assuring. Not the question of assuring. The only way we have had incident of crisis during the election was when the military came to invade and people had to resist it. You watch it on video. 2015, even 2019. You had one dude, one woman were naked to prevent the security agencies of carrying the ballot boxes and the election materials. So people can say, you won't do this. And in resisting that, that could lead to violence.
Your Excellency, you are one man who